Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up! If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve, you guys win! But if you can't, then I win! And of course, waiting for the loot.
Are you saying that if you lose...
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not! Bears never go back on their word!
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this...
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me! I'm right, aren't I? I knew it! You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right!
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence that proves everyone other than...
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us
Each have that kind of evidence.
You guys have all been working together. I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone...
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three...
Three of us each have that kind of evidence.
You guys have all been... I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us...
Each have that kind of evidence.
You guys have all been... I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have...
That kind of evidence.
You guys have all been... I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence? You guys have all been... I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us...
Each have that kind of evidence.
No, that's wrong. It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, with the picture you... But that can't be right. See? I'm the only one not in it.
Hero,
Okay, but...
So the secret in these pics...
Secret or whatever, I don't care!
But you're the ones trying to
So the whole purpose behind the mastermind laid a trap to make it...
Huh? A trap? How?
I got it! In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, in the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that.
Listen, can I... It's not directly connected...
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to...
And on top of that, they went to...
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah! So it's gotta be a...
But you know,
Huh?
don't get me wrong. Is that really an... Now I understand. Let's say that somehow, we'd all lost our memories.
Oh, I get it. So, as if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah. We all lost our
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi?
I promise you, I haven't ever since I got to this. I remember everything that's happened.
No, that's wrong. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No! It's a video of all of us.
When you say
I mean all of us, including you.
you lie,
No, it's not a lie. The headmaster did it.
what are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about what you expect me to believe all this.
Well, we don't have any way to refute it.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here!
To be honest, I have something.
Something else?
You said the DVD contained. What were the interviews?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending...
What kind of...
And?
We'd say no!
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. You don't remember choosing to live here forever.
It doesn't matter even if I bought the whole amnesia thing. That's just insane!
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but
Indeed.
Then...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all...
And this isn't like some normal kind. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
of course. There's no...
But...
How? Come. Now, if I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Would you really believe anything I said?
What matters is figuring out what... The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with? To try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff. The mastermind is probably a million miles away!
No, that's wrong. There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know?
In the back of the data center? The mastermind must... So there can't be any doubt.
There can't be, in which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him. So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
How...
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me!
I blame Makoto!
What? Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed!
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering,
Yeah, well, how much time have...
He's right.
If you want something to talk about, I think we haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out.
No, that isn't actually. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body.
Hey, now hold on a second. It made it pretty clear, so they can't possibly...
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, if that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
Because... Huh? Isn't it obvious? She was the
You're wrong.
She did not... I'm not weird, okay? Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different... So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time, Z1. You made me go all cutesy.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different... So, when you think about... Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle when she entered this school...
To be denied so completely. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those... In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, when examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, the wounds Mukuro sustained
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead?
That's exactly when we found her body in the garden.
So then, what about the little matter of what... Makoto, you said you were attacked. If Mukuro had already been dead so who was it?
I got it! The one who attacked me. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden, I naturally assumed she must have been, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all.
What are you?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just... Let's start off with enough. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that. You can't really know who was under that mask. The true identity of the masked... You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. There's another part of the attacker we can...
Oh? And is it the right hand or the left hand? Maybe the right foot. Or perhaps the left foot. Or could it be the hips?
You never saw it, so you can't have it.
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
Shoot!
You never saw their...
So you can't have... I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the right hand or the left hand? Maybe the right foot. Or perhaps the left. Or could it be
the hips. You never saw it, so you can't have...
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
No, that's wrong. Mukuro had a representation effect, but I saw the right... And there was no... So there's no...
Yeah, well, but that's still... It could have been...
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and...
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart.
Oh, okay, sure. But what about Kyoko? Uh-oh, no.
If you insist.
Huh?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Your hand?
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone...
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me. My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
On top of my secret being revealed, sorry, did I?
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther in, because if you haven't noticed,
That's true.
On the contrary.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before...
I promise you, with...
Then somehow, she was killed in...
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found the culprit's stash her somewhere?
If she was, she would have been...
Then...
But
I got it! Mukuro's body. That's right. So it's the perfect place to hide a body.
Then you're also saying
And I have no doubt that that's I got it! What makes me so sure the tarp that we found when I was checking it, I noticed that some text.
Oh, it says Biolab.
Holy cow!
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of...
So when the killer moved the body, then they simply left it as it was to protect against...
Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was...
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to... Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Are you talking about...
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
Your family. So what do you...
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sis... Are they really as safe?
Just calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 I'm not listening!
This should prove it. The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is... the lights!
What are you talking about?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, A giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give...
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on.
That's simple. Just recall...
That's right. Any other number... But according to the lights in the bio...
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her...
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared,
But if that's true...
including Monokuma's executions. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murdered?
I got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and... murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 kills.
Technically, you're...
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced.
It was Mukuro, of course, before she was killed as Mukuro.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until...
No, that's crazy talk. Besides, who could that someone else?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers.
Nothing's gonna because Kyoko's... Who is this someone else? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fuji... Saki, Mondo Owada, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, Hifumi Yamada, Celestia Lu, or maybe Sakura. No, there's no way anyone was murdered twice! Who is this someone else? That Mukuro was it Sayaka, Maizono, Junko Enoshima, Leon Kuwata, Chihiro Fujisaki, Mondo Owada, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, Hifumi Yamada, Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami... No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice! Who is this someone else? Was it Sayaka, Maizono, Junko, and Oshima?
No, that's wrong. Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember she was impaled by a bunch of spears.
And Mukuro died from a... When you compare that to the...
And the similarities match?
Yes, and that explains why those two...
So let me see if I... Junko, or someone going by that name, then her body was kept in the biolab. Only this time,
It all matches up, right?
Then it's really... Wait!
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead...
And that's the true idea.
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. She took Junko's body and made it look like so total silence. The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive.
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is...
What do you say, Monokuma?
The body we found, it wasn't Mukuro.
Shoot!
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is...
What do you say, Monokuma?
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still...
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is...
What do you say, Monokuma?
The body we found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro.
No, that's wrong. No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tech.
But...
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is... But we saw her get impaled. If Junko were still alive... But you yourself...
She was dead. There's no question.
So...
It must be...
Then you're with...
I know you gave it your best.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already.
No! Of course not!
That's all well and good, but Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't...
I think we need to look at this.
Huh?
Let's assume Junko is still alive.
Now I understand! That's it! What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch?
That's right! Before this, specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba!
Then that would make it Mukuro.
Which is why the body's height and...
I don't know anything. That had to be Junko who got...
Yeah, you're saying... Right when she was,
Good point. So maybe the...
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. Was actually Mukuro all along?
then...
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to...
Wait! But Mukuro had... Junko never had any
She could have hidden it with foundation. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hand. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her, so I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't
Wait, so...
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. As if.
Then why did you try and protect...
I tried to protect her identity. When did I?
Shoot! 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 Is this... I refuse to give up yet! The two... Yeah, it...
But
What's wrong?
I think he's...
Afraid? Fear is...
Shoot! Shoot! I got it! While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster. You made sure I couldn't finish watching. And the video is because you didn't.
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto, it would have been totally obvious that
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke! Punishment is waiting for you. I'm not listening. What are you even talking about? Punishment is waiting for you. I'm not listening. What are you even talking about? Punishment is waiting for you. That's impossible!
This should prove it. The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing in all the photos.
What's so unusual about them?
I got it! Junko's face, the one thing common to every... It's hard to believe her face would just happen. And on top of that, in this photo... So in other words, with all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that because if we could have seen her face, that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. and the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying. There's no more room for debate. I'll prove everything. Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, but that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was... But it wasn't long before Junko... Her body was kept in the bio until Junko dragged the... She fabricated... Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside... So she put on a mask. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at... Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the perch she wanted us to believe. Finally, by strapping up, she needed to hide the body's truth. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was... This is the truth behind... And the one who carried it all out... The real Junko Enoshima! That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you...
You can't get out of this.
Come on!
It's not like you're an endangered...
Give it up, Junko.
Over? Did you really think the story... Wrong! There...
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world! We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play. Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day, it was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Your face!
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm...
I feel like...
I got it! That's right! It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing... And... you...
Wow, you have a pretty good memory.
So I was right. Then what you told...
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as not even if they're... I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had yours. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute.
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima! And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself. But if you're twins... Oh, that again? You have any... Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me. Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin...
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family. Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she had what I call the 3 atrocities. It was atrociously clear just how. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable...
And that's...
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra, being the utter disappointment that she was. Anyone would have, which is precisely why I killed her. To meet everyone's expectations.
That can't...
Well, no, of course not.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspect. When Mukuro was killed...
So you figured... Well, you're right! There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off but she did teach you all a very...
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own...
What? I sacrificed her? Jeez. Miss, we were the ultimate despair, you know? Nope. I felt despair as long as I can remember. When I was born, I cried tears of total... So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair.
So you just murdered your own... That's not true at all. We were twins. That's why it gets me so... excited. Killing my precious sister. That act is filled with so much despair. It's like super, 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 super despair. Super, 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 super. It just feels.
What the hell?
And my sister too. And that, after all, to be she must have died feeling. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even...
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast, so I'm hopelessly attractive. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No. I don't think there's anything
Yeah, Master's way more... Don't you mean... had?
What did you just say?
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery. Maybe you should solve the riddle of your...
Damn straight! That's exactly... And then...
Alright, then let's just get straight...
When the group pictures were taken... I got it!
No fair!
Your brains are like sponges. All the memories you lost, share something in...
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided.
So you do remember after all. Well, it was stupid of me to even ask. So then, did you notice that each motive I... Yep, you got it. When Sayaka was murdered...
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you...
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill, but still.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So...
Shoot! I got it! It was...
Yay! Makoto got it! Embarrassing memories and the whole reason Mondo...
So, how...
Relax, relax! So... What?
I got it! It was money.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and her greed led to all kinds!
What's the point of all this?
Don't worry now! Can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass...
I got it! In her case...
Precisely. Once I revealed Sakura... Anyway, it looks like...
But what's the point? What?
Relationships? These are all pretty standard motives, right?
But of course, those aren't the only... In fact, there are as they compel humans to kill. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote... And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line.
How much longer is this? Weren't we discussing our missing...
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is the seed of despair. You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone...
And plus,
Is that so? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because...
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memory...
what?
But it's not enough. I put so much effort into... So, just like Crazy Eddie slash... Huh?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
You mean the world?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in... See your face? Now then, open sesame! Behold! This is the outside world.
What?